Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today, Warriors. We have got to talk about something that has been getting on my nerves very bad recently. And it is because it seems like Black women are the heart and soul of the Democrats, the liberal movement, the far progressive agenda. We're going to talk about that today on Chat with Me, Linda B. All right, Warriors, you know what to do. Smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel if you have not already. Hit all notifications so that you don't miss the video. All right, let's get into it. All right, so we know that Dr. Martin Luther King's the holiday happened to have fallen on January 20th. And oh, the leftists are out here crying in these streets, honey. Literally, they're in the streets protesting. And I'm going to show you why I think, well, I'm going to let you form your own opinion, and then I'm going to talk about it later. This is coming from Magno News, okay? Woke mob of Marxist election deniers, pro-abortion activists, and conspiracy theorists march in Washington, D.C. right before MAGA President Donald Trump's inauguration. Now, this happened on January 18th. Okay, just a few days ago. And I am going to show you what they're marching for, because the narrative is that Donald Trump is going to take away everyone's rights, take away gay rights, take away women's rights, because these are the people that are low information voters. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Y'all need to really get your news from other sources. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! So look at these signs talking about democracy now, fascism never. Another one is talking about our bodies are not your something property. Yes, it says democracy now, fascism never. Our bodies are not your property. So you can see it a lot clearer here. And so these people are literally protesting to get rid of babies. Okay, which in my mind is a sin. Okay, it is. That is why judgment comes when you treat the children bad. If we had have gotten, in my opinion, if we had gotten Kamala Harris to be the president, judgment would have really come down on this nation, because they promote everything that is antithetical to the word of God. And literally, these women are protesting for getting rid of children. And I don't know if you all know, and this is a whole money-making business, the whole abortion thing. Okay, everything is a business. Allegedly, it's the same thing with climate change. So things are sold off from the clinics. I'm just going to leave it at that. Allegedly. Okay, this is, don't look at me, Linda B. You're making up stuff. You're not making any sense. I'm not making up stuff. I'm literally telling you the truth. All right. But the truth is hard to take sometimes. Sometimes it is a bitter pill, because some people just don't know. People don't even really know the truth about MLK, Martin Luther King Jr. They want to say, well, he wouldn't approve of this. The man was a Republican. All right. His niece, Alveda King, is a Trump supporter. Yes, she is. And I'll prove it to you before the end of this video. We as people of all ethnicities need to stop letting the left, the media, cause us to be like this at each other. It's all an agenda, because when people are divided, they're more easily controlled. All right. So I want us to learn that. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. I know y'all saying, Linda B, can you stop interrupting the video? Okay, I got to just tell you. Again, look at these signs. There's even a sign in this group that says socialism is better than fascism. Donald Trump has not been a fascist from his first term, and he won't be this term. This, again, is media narrative. This is media garbage. This is propaganda. And all you got to do is stop looking at the mainstream news and literally look at what's happening around us and look at the laws that he is actually passing. Look further into DEI. DEI, I'm just telling you, look further into DEI. DEI was not something good. It was focusing on what people look like rather than what their qualifications were. He wants it to be about merit. Donald Trump wants it to be about merit. All right. And there's nothing wrong with merit, because DEI is like you saying you're changing the rules so that more Black people can come in because we need extra help. It is literally an insult. See, I think I did a video on DEI, but you guys need to look into it, because with DEI, 9% drop in Black women in managerial roles in corporations after DEI. So it did not help. So it's given a name that sounds good. And so when somebody goes against it, like a Republican or Donald Trump, they want to say, well, he's being a racist. He doesn't want to be more diverse or equitable or inclusive. That's simply not true, because the names of things given on the left by the Demon Rat Party are things that look like they sound good, but they actually don't turn out to be good at all. So we really need to stop looking at just the name and look at what is occurring. You can only judge a tree by the fruit that it bears. If the fruit is rotten, the whole dang tree is rotten, and you need to throw a thing away. You need to chop it down, throw it away. Okay, because I mean, I could go on a rant. Y'all know Linda B is good for a rant. But literally, these people are marching for getting rid of children. And Margaret Sanger was a racist. She came up with Planned Parenthood, the founder of it. MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., was the first recipient of the Margaret Sanger Award, instrumental in getting rid of his own people. And everything after the civil rights movement went into a decline for Black folks, went into a decline. Crime, drug addiction, not graduating reading and writing at grade level, all a one-parent home. That's the big one. That's the big one. But he did so much to help us. Did he really? Did he really? And he was not a Christian, according to Ralph Abernathy, who wrote the book, And the Walls Came Tumbling Down. He was a close friend of Dr. King. So we need to read more, read more. Did I say read more? Read more. Let's continue. Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! So they're yelling for freedom. I know y'all gonna get on to me, but they're yelling for freedom. But we are already free. Freedom is a state of mind. If you want to be a slave, you can be a slave. I'm free. I've never been a slave. I'm already free. I'm already equal. I've already got everything. I don't depend on the government for not a damn thing. Okay. Yeah, I said damn. I work. Okay. I've always worked since a teenager. And I am just sick and tired of people, Black folk, want reparations, want a handout again that puts us in the position of doing this. And I'm not for it. All right. So this is just a little bit. I'll show you a little bit more of this, but just reading the signs, we're already free. When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Freedom! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! We don't get it, shut it down! We don't get it, shut it down! So I'm sure you heard that they said, what do we want? Freedom. When do we want it? Now. And if we don't get it, shut it down. They're already freedom to protest in the middle of the street, talking nonsense, in my opinion. But if that's what they want to march for, they're certainly free to do it. And you see, they're free to march, but yet they're saying they don't have freedom and that they want it now, while they're marching freely in the streets. And if they wanted to go somewhere, travel somewhere, they can easily go. They could go in and out, drive wherever they want, take a plane somewhere, wherever they want. They're not imprisoned. They're free. You can get whatever you want in this country. You got the money to pay for it. You can go where you want to go. You got the money to pay for it. So how are they not free? They got these liberal white people out here feeling like they're doing the right thing. See, we are all being duped. But let me just go to what I'm talking about when I say Black women are the heart and soul of the Democrat Party. Because if you look at what's going on and who they typically use, because Black women are more liberal than Black men, and that's the same for all ethnic groups, by the way. Black people, Asian, Latino women are most liberal, and the most liberal group right now still tends to be, in my opinion, Black women, because 92% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris, and only about 72%, or maybe somewhere in the 70s, voted for Kamala Harris for Black men. Black men voted in the 70% range for Kamala Harris. So let's just take a clip. Now, this is from Biblical Conservative. This is a podcaster. I'm borrowing his clip because I could not find the individual clip. So let's take a look. These are Black women who came all the way from New York to DC to really protest, in their minds, just for MLK, but also against Donald Trump.
Well, I'm from Brooklyn. Calling back.
Yes, Brooklyn, New York. I'm from California.
We're honoring King. We're honoring Dr. Martin Luther King.
Yes.
And what he stood for. He did not, what Donald Trump is standing for, Reverend Martin Luther King did not stand for that. So we're here to represent him and what he stood for.
And why'd you come all the way from Brooklyn to be at the one in Washington, D.C.? I know there were a couple events happening across the Eastern Seaboard, to be here in Washington for this event.
Because we wanted to support what we believe in, Martin Luther King, what he stood for, not what this man here is standing for in his inauguration and his his billionaire friends.
See, what I saw was a bunch of older Black women. That's what I saw. And these women came from far away to DC to march. There's nothing wrong with marching. We have a right to protest. But what I'm getting at is, it seems like the media has created this demonization of Donald Trump to the point where we feel like Donald Trump is a horrible person. But have we actually looked at the policies? Have we actually took the time to read them? And so, I hate to say it again, Black women are the heart and soul, it seems to me, in my opinion, before somebody get in my comment section saying, you don't know what you're talking. I do know what I'm talking about. More than 90% of Black women voted for Kamala Harris. Black men voted for her in the 70-something% range. So far fewer Black men voted for her. And then someone's going to say, it's misogynism. No, the woman literally sounded like an idiot when she spoke. I mean, seriously. Teleprompter needed, just couldn't think. We can't. And you can only imagine how that looks to other nations when your leader looks as weak as that. And she would have been a puppet. Donald Trump is no puppet. And that's what they want. That's what they want. They want puppets to do the bidding of the people behind the scenes, the elites that we don't elect. But in any event, the whole point of this video is to show that Black women, we are just being used so much. You can look at Fonnie Willis, Letitia James, just Muriel Bowser, the mayor of DC. She was in the cahoots with Nancy Pelosi, that whole thing, J6. And now Donald Trump has released those prisoners. So yeah, this is what we're looking at. We are being propped up to be put down, in my opinion, because MLK, Martin Luther King Jr., I got something else I want to show you about Martin Luther King Jr. I really, really do. But let me just go ahead and show you this little bit here. This is from Vince Everett Ellison, who I will be having an interview with very soon. And I will push this video out on January the 29th at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on this channel. And if you've watched Vince Everett Ellison, you know that he doesn't have anything really good to say about MLK. It was hard for me to hear because I was like, what are you saying about Martin Luther King Jr.? And I knew that the man was unfaithful to his wife. And I said, well, I'm just going to celebrate King for the good that he did do. But then you find out the results of the civil rights movement, which I already said. I'm like, oh, they were horrible. And it seems like he was involved in a lot of perversion. So I'm just going to let you listen to this clip with Vince Everett Ellison, talking about not just King, but all those who were involved in the civil rights movement, who were the closest to Dr. King. He's talking about now his brother, A.D. King.
So, sadly, A.D. died in 1969. Martin Luther King died in 68. A.D. died the year after. They said he drowned in a swimming pool. From what's been written about some of the things that AD did, even though married with children, AD was kind of a wild dude. In David Garrow's book and in Taylor Branch's book, they talked about when Martin Luther King Jr. went to Sweden, Stockholm, to get the Nobel Peace Prize. I mean, that's a big deal, man. You got the King of Sweden. He's there. You got an orchestra playing, and you got all the Nobel laureates there. I mean, it's swanky. You got to wear a tuxedo, and it's really, really a big deal. And so King brings his entourage there with him. And this is what they say. I wasn't there. This was 1964. I was 1 year old, so don't be trying to put this on me. I'm telling you about the guys King ran with, and how all these guys were of the same feather. So they say they said that after they gave King the Nobel Prize, well, you would think they'd go and have a nice dinner, go back to the restaurant. I mean, go back to the hotel. It's been a long day, man. You won the Nobel Prize, all these dignitaries around you, you're shaking hands, all that. Oh, no, not these brothers, not these Negroes. Oh, hell no, it's time to party. They say, now, this is so messed up. They say that a woman called Bayard Rustin, who of course was messed up his own self. We'll get into Bayard Rustin later. So Bayard Rustin was there in the hotel. And one of the people from the hotel, one of the people that didn't want to get King in no trouble, you just won the Nobel Prize, man. You don't want tabloids and all this kind of stuff involved in this. One of the people from the hotel called Bayard Rustin and said, Mr. Rustin, can you please get up there with Martin Luther King Jr. and his gang? Bayard said, what they doing? They said, A.D. King is he's naked, chasing a prostitute down the hallway, saying that she stole his money. Now, can you imagine hearing that? You got to wake up in the middle of the night and somebody tell you some crap like that. The A.D. is naked, running down the hallway, chasing a white prostitute, saying that she got his money. Bayard Rustin got to go up there and straighten that up. And you say, okay, I think that's a harbinger that some bad stuff is going to keep on happening down the way. These jokers have lost all impulse control problem. All impulse control. So Bayard go up there and straighten that out. And I don't know how AD found a white prostitute in Sweden, but I guess there's a special skill set that all of them had about finding hoes when they went somewhere. So the night of the mountaintop speech, King had went over to this woman's house and slept with her. And Ralph Abernathy says, and the wall came tumbling down. Again, I'm giving you my source. I wasn't there. I didn't see it. I'm telling you what was written. So Ralph Abernathy says, they drive up, it's raining, to the Rain Motel that night. Dr. King sees AD's car. He said, hey, AD, he said, let's see what AD's doing. They go to AD's room. Ralph says, now, AD's married and got children. They said, what? AD was in the room with a white woman. That's what Ralph said. And was Martin Luther King Jr. alarmed? AD, what the hell are you doing in the hotel room with this woman HOA? Nah. He rolled up in there and him and AD, I don't know. Anyway, man. So anyway, that was AD. AD was just like MLK. They were not alarmed at each other's habits and what each other did, and they didn't try to reel each other in. They were codependent, it seemed like.
Seems like MLK and A.D. King had the same exact habits, but this is who we celebrate. And don't forget, all these socioeconomic supposedly improvements did not actually happen after the civil rights movement, because before the civil rights movement, there was not this mass influx of black on black crime until after the civil rights movement. I mean, think about it. Black on black crime happened after the civil rights movement. Mass unaliving of unborn black babies happened after the civil rights movement. So did we improve? One parent homes greatly increased after the civil rights movement. Yes, having children out of wedlock happened vastly, and it happened again after the civil rights movement. But back to black women. We seem to be the one that the left loves to use, love to prop up. But at the end of the day, we fall short when it comes to our duties, not because we're black and female. Of course not. Plenty of smart black women. But the issue is the left focuses on color and gender instead of meritocracy. You've got the mayor of LA, Karen Bass. She couldn't even answer a question. She just froze and stood right there where they were asking her what was going on when she went out of town, like out of the country, where all these fires were going on. Incompetence. Fonnie Willis, well, they disqualified her, but she's appealing to get back on that election interference case. Incompetence on her part. Incompetence. Letitia James, always using not always, but most of the time, use a black female to get the dirt done. Because they are all about whoever can check the most boxes. Black, female, oh, you'll get an extra point if gay too. And I'm going to do a video about the fact that the civil rights movement and the gay rights were intertwined, and there were a number, I won't say a whole ton, but a number of the alphabet community involved in the civil rights movement. You all need to understand the true history. We have been lied to. All right, I wanted to show you proof that Alveda King, who is the niece of MLK and the daughter of MLK's brother, A.D. King, she is an actual supporter of Donald Trump, President Donald Trump. All right, so here is a post from Alveda C. King, PhD, from her own social media account. This is from August of 2024. Honored to be with President Trump last night in Washington, D.C., continuing to pray that the Lord will protect and bless him. Proud of his choice to vote no on Amendment 4 in Florida. So Amendment 4 was unlimited access to abortion. So Donald Trump voted no. So he's for life. And there they are with the American flags behind them, thumbs up. And this is her again. This is in March of last year. Praying for my friend, Donald J. Trump, as he navigates all that is thrown against him. Even those with the worst intentions will never overpower the truth. We stand with you. And here is one more recently from over a month ago. It says, Alveda King, the niece of MLK, is attending President Trump's inauguration, according to her goddaughter, Angela Stanton King. So you see, Alveda King, yes, niece of MLK, actually is a Trump supporter. Well, what do you know? So it is good to be a Trump supporter. MLK's own close relative is a supporter. So thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to smash that like button, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, hit all notifications so that you're always alerted of new content. Be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.